recording.
Good evening. I'd like to call the select board meeting for Tuesday, December 21st at 6:30 p.m. Scott is zooming. Hi, Scott. Can you hear us?
Hey, how are you? Sorry about that. Yes, I can.
No, all good. First order is public comments. I don't see any hands raised, so we're going to move on. Next, we have the treasurer. Authorize a tax sale for January 6, 2022 at 9:30 at the Dover Town Hall. Markup.
If you would, yeah, we have 3 properties. One is a home on Ami Road. One is Layla's Riverside Lodge. And one is another home on Dorfitch Road. Dorfitch Ami and 145 Riverside. So we kindly authorize it and authorize the town agent to bid on properties if they are not bid on by the public.
Have you reached out to the town agent? Okay. So we need a motion to authorize the tax sale. This has been legally warned. I've seen it.
Yep.
And authorize the town agent, who is Linda Holland, to bid on properties for the town.
I make a motion that we authorize the tax sale of the 3 aforementioned properties January 6, 2022 at 9:30 at the town hall, and authorize the town agent to bid on said properties
At our request.
Right, so if the public doesn't bid on them, the town
Right,
can.
we'll take
Okay.
them.
So to authorize the town agent to bid on them if there are no public bids.
Mhm.
Perfect. Second.
Any discussion? Nice short list, Marco.
Right.
No, some of these sound familiar though.
That's a repeat.
Yeah. Anything else?
Repeat customers.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Scott? Aye. All right.
Hi.
Do you mind if I ask the house number on the property at Dorfitch?
Oh, sure, it's 40
Yours,
41 Dorfitch.
Yeah, it's not 11. I wrote that check. That check cleared.
Sorry, to scare you.
That's funny.
Okay, we're moving on to IT. We are going to consider the disposition of old computers. Tabby.
Okay. To my knowledge, we don't have a policy of old outdated systems and what we do with them. We had several systems that have been migrated out of use. They are old Windows 7 or lower systems that cannot be upgraded to Windows 10. I have wiped and actually installed Linux on those systems so that they are functional and they are usable, but not for our town network purposes. But they are usable.
Mhm.
Do we want, or what would we like to do? Do we want to donate them? Do we want to recycle them? How would we like to handle that?
Sarah.
I had a suggestion that we ask the library if they would like to have them as loaners, that people could take them out of the library.
Their laptops?
No, there is 1 laptop and 3 desktops.
So maybe the laptop.
See if the library has an interest.
Actually, I would buy one because our subscription mailing system won't upgrade either. So, I mean, I would buy one of the Windows 7 because we're down to our very last machine.
Okay, well, Windows 7's been, I
Oh, you
wiped
took it
7
off?
and I've loaded the most current version of Linux Mint, which runs,
We probably could run it on
you
that.
know, it runs web browsing, it's secure, it runs LibreOffice, which is a competitor to Word, Excel, the whole package. So it's a fully functional, usable system.
Okay. I would be interested just because we're running out of options and we cannot replace that software. Nothing is available.
Well, if we sell some, don't we have to like warn it and
Oh, yeah.
do all that stuff?
Well,
Yeah.
So ask the library if they want them and,
I mean, right now I've got 3 physical boxes and 1 laptop. So, I mean, if you want to test the Linux setup with your subscription software and make sure that it works. I'm more than happy to set that up and we can run a test, and if it works, it works.
But there might be other people too. I'm just
Mhm.
saying that there is,
Right.
so there are some
Well, before
programs.
you have to make the purchase. You
Yeah,
can give it a trial one.
well, I only want one.
Right.
But I'd rather see them go to some good use rather than just take them off to the recycling pile.
Yeah, I agree.
So one, see if the library will.
Yeah,
And
that's
number
first.
two, if they don't, then maybe we look at trying to list, to get bids on them and sell.
Yeah.
We have to do just like we do a police car.
Yep,
or
we do,
whatever.
yeah, obviously, unless they're.
My only thing is how much is the cost to advertise in the paper to do that? Is it worth it? Are we gonna get our money back for it?
I don't know what the value of them. Do you, Tabby, have any
I mean-
value?
You could probably get, I mean, a Chromebook, new Chromebook laptop, you can get for a couple of $100. So these are running a similar operating system. It's Linux. I'm not putting a monitor with them.
Right.
It's just, here's your basic computer, maybe $100.
See if the library wants them
You know,
first, and then we can go from there. Are they taking up a lot of space, so we need to dispose
they're
of
in a
them?
corner of my office and I just like to see them go to better use other than a doorstop.
Yeah.
So just give us better options at the next meeting.
Yeah.
See what we can find out.
Talk to
By
talk,
the library.
I'll check with the library or whatever, but you know, if I'm gonna ballpark a number on it, I'd say probably $100.
But my concern is we put in paper and we don't go into bid on it and we pay paper, nothing against paper. I want to make sure we get recoup our costs for them, that's all.
I'm
Which we
sure
can't be
that
guaranteed with.
if it works in my office, I would take them, so I would make sure there was no cost or
I like
anything
the way
to
you
the
talk.
town. If they work, I don't know, I just,
Yeah.
we've been on the
I'm
hunt.
more than happy to run a test with your software and see if it works and then,
Yep, no problems, we can work,
okay.
get there first, but ask the library first.
Perfect.
Yep,
And they might want the laptop, who knows? Okay, then we have the Arcomm renewal.
yeah. Now, Arcomm has gone up 5% overall, and their hourly rate has gone from 125 to 140, I believe. And luckily, we're able to keep our hourly requests to a very tight minimum. Most of the time, it is working with them to install or update the monitoring software that we run on all of our connected computers here that monitors for updates and for viruses and all of that. So we'll switch some things around, we update monitoring and some server maintenance and things like that. So we pretty much do try to keep our house calls to a bare minimum.
Actually, I'm looking at the old agreement, which ends on December 31st, and their hourly rate was 140, which is the same.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
reading that in here. This is the one that and yes. No, hold on. I had too many. It's 140, I think. This one, Tata. Okay, there is, I guess I have the same one. Oh, why? Is there any other options besides Hillsborough and New Hampshire?
There are one or two other companies, none of whom are closer. And Arcomm has been doing what I feel has been a good job in working with us and staying on. I mean, we'd be calling out to any other company the same distance. There's nobody anywhere closer. And with Arcomm not needing to make house calls with the exception of doing installation or other things, I mean, we're in the exact same position with other firms. And they did, you know,
They're aware of everything we have.
they know what's going on,
Yeah.
and I have forwarded out just, you know, the way that they're keeping on top of things. there are some very, very bad exploits going on right now, as you may be aware of. And they sent out an email, which I forwarded to everybody associated, both the board members, the DRB members, and to every
Mhm.
account that we have in our mail system, to be aware of this, to make sure that you restart your systems, make sure that you stay on top of updates
Mhm.
so that we can be protected. And we have not, to my knowledge, and the last time I talked to Arcomm, which was this morning, we have not been subject to any type of an attack from these exploits. I mean, we still occasionally get phishing emails or spam
course.
emails that make their way through. But we have not been targeted, to my knowledge, at this point. We have not seen any evidence of it. But they
Okay.
being on top of it to tell us proactively, hey, this is what's going on, this is what we want you to do. They're being
It sounds like they've been,
appropriate.
it costs money when we have to bring them in here because of the distance too, but it
It's
sounds
the
like
same money
they're
that
doing
we
a good
pay
job.
everybody
and-
else, the other guys up in Burlington, the other, and
Anybody
So-
else have any questions? So there's two agreements here, Abby. There's the customer agreement and then that air care IT service agreement.
I don't know why they structure it out as two. But it's the same structure that we had signed previously.
Okay.
One
So,
thing that they do offer, which we do not use and have not taken advantage of or needed to, is they will also service our phone equipment. We have our guys who built the phone system, which is a bit out of date, but if our phone system provider cannot service our equipment, Arcomm has the ability to do that, so we at least have a backup there. We are not being charged for any of that, but if we have a problem, it's available to us.
okay. Anybody have any comments about the Arcomm service agreement and the Care IT service agreement? So we need a motion. I think that we can probably have one motion that covers both of these.
Make a motion that we sign the Arcomm and Care IT service agreements for 2022.
So good.
And it's just the chair.
That we authorize the chair to sign.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Right.
Aye. I'm gonna, Jeanette, if I just sign these, can you fill in the rest? Or Tabby or whoever's gonna do this off, I'm just signing my name.
I'll fill it out and send it back.
Okay. Okay, then we have the assessor for errors and omissions of TR 022-250 Handle Road Townhomes LLC. Hi, Linda.
Hi all, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Because I'm on a different computer, so. So first, did you look at the deed? Did I attach the deed?
You did.
Okay. So there's no way of really tracking these kind of things. In the original deed, it talked about that it's basically a driveway cul-de-sac type thing, 0.28 acres, that when the last lot sells, that acreage be distributed amongst the 7 lots. So it wasn't brought to my attention until Mr. Spala's son, John, spoke with Marco, because he received a tax bill for $675.34 would have been Spala / Townhomes' responsibility. So when I got that information, I did look up the deeds, and there should not be a value on that. It's a driveway. We don't really value driveways, especially for a subdivision. So I am,
So
it's
Mr. Spalla received a bill for it, but
correct.
it really that the share should be divided amongst the owners of the properties, correct? From what I read.
Just the acreage. I did reach out to my district advisor on this, and there really should not have been a value attributed to this piece because it can't be sold, it can't be built on. It is what it is. There's also, I believe, easements within there to get for the power, I think. It said something about that. My feeling, and it's not, because of the way the deed's written, this really, I don't know if I look at it as an E&O, it's the only way I could see to take care of this, so Mr. Spallard was not responsible for that amount. The total bill was 9,000 something, which the new buyers have taken care of, I believe. My conversation with Marco, that part had all been paid except that 675.34. And I'm requesting that just be wiped out, that 0.28 acres just basically gets inactive on that parcel. Is that, and it's kind of a confusing thing, possibly. Is it making sense?
Does anybody have any questions of Linda?
Be clear?
I have a question, which is just that the acreage on the driveway should be allocated in some way, so we don't have sort of nothing. I would think, but no additional taxes, but just allocate between the 7 lots, the acre.
Can I?
Yeah, go Linda.
Okay, so my thought is that 0.28 acres would be divided amongst 7 lots. And it bumps them up a hair, basically, but it would be allocated for, just as Edie requested, so we're just, it wouldn't increase their value.
Okay.
So,
Joe?
He's shaking his head.
so, well, when you bump up on your end and their deeds say something different, does that affect anything?
No, because the deed specifically says that 0.28 would be evenly distributed amongst the 7. So whatever 0.28 divided by 7.
0.04. So it does say that in this deed.
Yes,
It
does.
does say that. So,
So my only concern, that 2 things
And-
correspond, so that should be fine.
it ends up being 0.04 for each of them. And there was no way to really track something like that when it's written into an original deed and then carries forward, because I don't get the deeds per se. And I had no real reason to go get this deed until I spoke with Marco.
So,
okay, Marco?
right, so there's the 3 remaining lots, part of this subdivision, were sold. So we sent basically the 3 new owners, plus what we thought was common,
Mm-hmm.
which technically would be Spalla. So in that situation, the developer would pay the entire bill on that common, and then he would then bill the people that are buying from him, but because in this case, it's not really like a common area, it's a driveway. Do we go and bill 1/7 to each owner and split it up? It gets really unwieldy. And if there's no value, it can't be sold, nothing can be done with it. According to the district divider, in this case, you would pretty much just absorb the acreage.
Correct, but I just want to make sure that that land is deeded properly to those other people, so that that chunk is out. So it's like a regular, like a condo association or association. So it's not something that comes back to haunt them or us later.
I don't do deeds yet.
I know, that's why I'm wondering if an attorney should be the one.
The
making
attorney
sure.
was involved in this
Yeah.
case, Bob Fisher's office, so there's no way for Linda to know that.
Yeah, we get that.
The last lot is sold, that driveway now becomes, we fell on it because there was money.
Yep.
Hold on, Sarah and then Linda.
So just for example, there was a bill to Spala for 3.88 acres. Was that one lot or 3 lots?
That would have been,
The last
no,
3
it should
lots?
have,
Linda, do you want to answer that?
Sure, that would have been the last 3 lots. They sold after April 1st. And the 0.28 acres, so it's everything. It's all of that.
So each lot's a little over an acre.
Give or, yeah, some are over, some are under.
Okay, well, 3.88 acres is 3 lots,
Right.
one-ish.
Minus,
I
yeah.
guess my only concern here is not so much the money as the records reflecting accurately. So if say a lot is 1.7 acres now, should it be listed as 1.74? Is there going to be a time in 20 years when somebody's going to look at this and those numbers aren't going to jive and they're not going to understand why? Or are we going to need to?
the sum of the parts should equal the whole, when it gets.
Right, but we have this 0.28 acres that doesn't belong to anyone.
Well,
Yes,
it
it
doesn't,
does.
when she reflects, the tax bill will reflect, she's going to change the acreage on everybody's tax bill.
Okay, but then will the acreage on the tax bill not match the acreage on the deed?
Linda,
You asking me that? So
Well, I'm asking somebody that.
when I evenly distribute that amount of acreage, it'll show up on their tax bill. The deed it's not really an issue because each deed subsequently moving forward says the same thing, that they're also conveying a 7th interest in and to the road and cul-de-sac parcel described as follows. So each deed says that.
Okay,
So
Perfect.
it will
Perfect,
match.
That's all we need to know.
yeah, my only
Thank you.
concern was in 25 years that somebody doesn't look at this and say, why is this say this and this say that?
okay.
That's all I'm asking.
Then they'll do more deed research, but
So
each,
if the deed reflects that 0.04 is
Yeah.
going to end up, then that's all, that was all I was trying to understand.
Okay,
Correct.
all right, so can somebody make a motion that the chair sign the errors and omission?
I make a motion that we authorize the chair to sign the errors and omissions for property TR 022, reducing the tax bill by $675.34.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 awesome. Thank you.
I'm leaving that here on the table signed, Linda.
Thank you.
Okay. Jumping back.
Travis.
We are to we're under new business, consider Cheney Brook Loop reclassification for 2022 certificate of mileage. Very confusing road names.
Yeah.
Mhm. Tell us the short story. Can anybody? Jeanette?
Basically, they're just looking for your blessing to make the change. There was a discrepancy between Cheney Brook Loop and Cheney Brook Trail. So.
On our mileage map.
Right, on the
Mhm.
certificate of mileage,
Yep.
which
Definitely.
I sent you copies of. So they just want your blessing to make that change. We don't do that until they send it out usually mid-January, February.
So we're doing the blessing for the state
So
or for the.
for them to make the change on the
Okay.
certificate of mileage, which
Yep.
you will in turn approve when we get that.
Perfect.
Okay,
It's definitely a road, it's not a trail.
Yes.
I don't know how.
but there is a trail.
And the
Right.
portion that's a class 3 road. and the other-
There wasn't as many houses down there, probably was a trail, but now there's quite a few houses
Right.
on that whole.
Right, you should be
So it's a
getting mileage.
pretty
for it.
solid-
We haven't.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
Do it, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so
I
who wants to make?
I make a motion that we accept the recommended revisions to the certificate of highway mileage.
Sorry.
Any discussion? Scott, anything? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
That's all you're gonna get as our blessing then.
Eventually, when we get
Right.
this new certificate.
Unfinished business, update on the North Branch meter installation.
That's me too.
Hi, Jeanette.
I was able to, after, we reached out to one from Mountain Plumbing, and he informed us that he probably wouldn't get to it till in spring. So, and he suggested I look, try some other folks, so, eventually Lane Plumbing is able to schedule it for January 17th, which is the earliest, which is okay. They're gonna do all 3 meters in all 3 buildings. I informed North Branch of that as well, so they will have them marked for them.
Do we get a cost on the meters?
It will be, I have for the installation, it's $265 per meter.
Mhm.
I do not have the cost for the meter
Okay,
from North Branch, but
It's
they
like a
bill us
very
separately.
400.
North Branch will bill us for the meter, and then
Mountain Plumbing will-
will bill us for the installation.
and is North Branch okay with the fact this is further than 30 days from,
Yes.
I don't know how they could have a plumber
No,
install in this
Yeah,
day and age right now.
Yes, when I
People are
reached out, I
Mhm.
reached out to Ellen and she understands that, people have seen that all over.
Sarah,
Are we installing a bypass meter at the firehouse?
That I had asked them, I asked Lane Plumbing about that. But I did not get, confirmation on that yet,
When they come,
so.
we will make sure.
Yeah.
And does the bypass meter come from North Branch or do we supply that?
that's a good question.
Don't know.
What's that?
Does the bypass meter come from North Branch? Because the meters are coming from North Branch.
I don't,
Yeah, is
The
it-
plumber
is it a
might know
separate
that.
meter?
No, I don't think there's I don't think we, in that situation, I don't think we need a meter, it's just the water. There's an outlet for the water before the meter. I don't know if it has to be
Well,
metered.
Hold on, Sarah.
Randy, didn't you have a bypass meter at your house?
I did prior to this new stuff and it was metered, so I had to have 2 meters at my house.
That's why I
One
was.
was inside, one was outside,
Okay,
so.
so we should investigate how because we definitely want to bypass at the firehouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
And can I ask a question?
Yes.
So I guess 2 things. So I know I mentioned before that probably to save, and I just want to clarify it. So you won't get one at my office, so I'll make my staff go to the firehouse. That's what we're going to do there, right? I'm assuming.
If that's okay with the
Washington,
fire
yeah, I
department
mean-
and with you guys.
We're starting to pay, if we're gonna have to start paying for water, we prefer to have it coming. Where?
Town garage.
Town garage. You got pavement up there now.
Yeah, and sewer.
That's right, it's paid. So now it isn't gonna get dirty after we wash it.
I'm telling you what.
And then I just like.
Okay, hold on, Randy, yes, Randy.
You said they're coming on January 17th. So I know we don't know yet what time, that's also a holiday, and being that they're gonna have to get in the office, I gotta make sure that somebody's around.
Why they don't need to go to your place? They go to the police station?
Yes.
No, they're doing a meeting.
Police,
They're doing
firehouse in here.
Oh,
So just, I'm not sure, just let me know.
Yeah, that's
Martin Luther
MLK Day, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
okay.
All right.
that's all, just so you know.
Thank you, Jeanette. Just for everybody's knowledge, I want to get this out there. Travis called me yesterday afternoon because the North Branch had asked for the parking lot to be sanded.
no.
So it was 2:45 and those guys were getting to get ready and leave. And I said, this one time, they're not charging us yet. This one time, but we want to put a schedule together and to tell them we're going to put a schedule together for services. And is somebody going to talk to, you, Travis, to Chris and to Phil or whoever might be working and say there is no free dumping at the dump for North Branch anymore?
Well, we probably want to do that when it coincides that we
Right.
start paying.
So we're paying for water meters and all this other stuff too.
So we want to do that right away.
Oh,
Because we are going to have to pay for all these.
there's a lot of
extra
out of
things.
pocket for us to get up to the North
Up to
Branches.
speed, so I guess we could start early.
So we need to figure out a schedule and they should buy a dump permit just like everybody else and they can pay as they go. And
Is that, do we want to ask Jeanette to write them a letter to that effect?
well, once Travis gets his, how much did you say?
I've asked around to a few contractors,
Mhm.
and see, and they said being in business or a place of,
Mhm.
they figured anywhere from $75 to $100
$100.
per ton,
Per run through?
per sanding.
And does that cover the cost of our equipment,
And that's sand, not salt.
okay? Equipment, labor, and the material
I
we're
didn't
putting down.
ask them, but I'm pretty sure salt with the river right there and the runoff. I don't think that would be allowed,
But
but
it-
I'm not sure.
That 75 to 100, that would cover the cost of running the equipment, the sand and the labor to the staff,
And no overtime.
Right.
not on the
Right.
rent.
It'd be on a regular
There I am.
coming by.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I just felt that since
Not
it hasn't kicked in, Travis and I talked about it, and so I thought maybe we could take a little bit higher ground for this last one, and just, you wouldn't want anybody to fall down and get hurt, and they could come up and get free sand,
Yeah, they
but,
have a pickup.
so, but anyway, the new world of, whatever, but thank you, and I just wanted to let everybody know that conversation happened very close to the end of the day yesterday for Travis's crew.
So what other fees do we need to inform them of before Jeanette? Before
Recording fees,
recording
yes,
fees, but that's
yes.
already set, right? I mean, they're gonna pay what we.
But they don't know that yet necessarily.
Right,
So
so it's
we-
not like we have to come up with that fee. we just
No.
need to inform them.
No. So we will send them a list of the things that we know that they'll want to avail themselves of as town, from the town of Dover, and we will give them the schedule of fees. So. Let's see. Consider the approval of letter of support for the masking policy. Where is the masking policy? Oh, thank you.
That's the one
Did-
that Travis sent.
This is the last one that I saw, right there, right? So this is dated today. The Dover Select Board has elected not to enact a townwide mask mandate. However, the board supports any business that determines that having a mask requirement is in their best interest and the best interest of their patrons, and encourages all members of the public who enter such establishments to adhere to the policies set by the business owners and operators. Yes, Jim.
I think it should be patrons and staff. I mean, the whole
Patrons.
should be
I thought we had staff,
What do you,
the best interests of their patrons and staff.
okay. It doesn't change the intent of the thing, whether it says staff or not. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but it doesn't,
Jeanette, you have this?
do we need to,
Can we just add and staff?
I don't have a problem with it, I just,
And then we can sign it here tonight. Any comment? Scott, do you have a comment on that at all? Do you think staff should be added?
That's fine. As Sarah just said, just change the intent. So as long as we're just supporting our local businesses, not dictating what they have to do, I'm all for that.
Okay. So we can make a motion that we will sign the amended one, and then when we get it at the end of the meeting, we can all sign it.
well, it says it supports any business that determines the master programming is in their best interests. One would assume that includes the people who work for them.
I understand that, but it's nice to say, it's more inclusive to say and staff. It doesn't change the intent at all.
Okay, so I can print this right now.
Okay, great.
So we're talking about
Before the comma?
and the best interests of their patrons and staff
Mhm.
and encourages all members of.
That's it. So does somebody want to make that motion?
I make a motion that we approve, that we sign the letter of support on the amended letter of support on the mass policy.
Second.
Anything else? Jim, anything else on that? All in favor? Aye. Sure.
Go forward to.
Well, I kind of feel it. Jeanette's running and we should probably wait for her. It won't take, you can just about ready to
Won't take but
go.
a moment.
That's all we really have, right? Approving
Mhm. So if you need to
No,
leave,
fine.
we have a quorum. I think I have to leave at 7.
Unless this kid comes in and knocks him out. Yep.
Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you for running.
Just hand it to Joe, let him sign it.
Okay.
So we can get out of here.
I'm out. Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy New Year.
Merry
We're gonna
Christmas.
post this, so we-
And have it available if they want, if a business wants it, or, I don't know,
Maybe
get it
Eric
to
wants to
Eric,
send them.
yeah, and maybe he'll do an email blast to them, because he's got that. Scott, can you come in and sign this too, because I think it's more important that as many names that are
Eric
on
says
there.
he will. Eric is thumbs up. in.
Okay, great, so let Scott sign it. Can
Yes,
you
I
come
can
in
sign.
can you come in tomorrow and sign it? Scott?
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon. Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Good, thank you.
Thanks.
Now we're gonna move to the consent agenda. We're gonna approve the minutes of December 7th and December 9th. December 9th being a special meeting for budget. Hold on, I'm thinking it. Okay, December 9th. Joe was via Zoom, but he was in attendance, and December. Wait, I had December somewhere. And everybody was here, I think. We had all 5 people, so everybody.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the minutes from December 7th and 9th.
Second. Second.
Okay,
Okay.
any other discussion? Because our next item is the amendment to the December 2nd minutes of approval. All right, so everybody in favor of the motion? Say aye. Aye. The next thing is the amendment to the December 2nd minutes for approval. Okay, Jeanette,
That
thank
was
you.
the one that you brought up at the budget meeting
Mhm.
about, and I don't know where I got it from. It just came out of my mind. somewhere.
That's fine. The rate, the
yes,
police rate.
Yeah, for some reason I put down 11.9%. I don't know if I was adding 8 9 came from, but when I re-listened to the recording, it was just 8%. And then the cost of living at 5.9. So
Okay,
we can amend it to read 8% rather than 11.9% for the police
Okay.
officers.
So
Second,
any other discussion? Thank you for researching that, Jeanette. Thank you, guys. All in favor? Goodbye. And actually, I misspoke at the last budget meeting myself, because full-time, benefits eligible part-time employees start at 20 hours. So I told Linda it was 25, it's really 20. So Marco, we're gonna have to build in benefits to the next budget for the assistant assessor as well. Okay, so for the next budget meeting, if you can include that.
Historically, though, there have been people that have worked that, have not gone over the 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? They
It's
work-
20 though.
Yeah.
And she wants them 20 to 25. So, and that was a mistake, and actually Linda brought it to my attention, so,
So we're adding, to the medical, we're adding another.
hold on. What?
Right, but it will all be prorated based on 20.
Right, it's
hours.
prorated, so it's, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not the full boat thing, but we'll need to make sure we have
Right.
all the other benefits that go along with that at a prorated basis, yes,
Right, okay.
okay? Anything else? Okay, FYI, planning commission is gonna meet January 10th at 6 PM. Trails and Rec are gonna meet January 11th at 6:30 PM. Do we have any liaison reports? Hearing none? No. I do not know of an executive session needed. Nope. So everybody have a safe and happy holiday. We'll see you in the new year. And thank you for coming and enjoy. And good night at 7:12.
7:12.
Adjourn.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.